This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, 2016 is wrapping up to be a busy year for real estate, with a new median house price record set in Dunedin. Bioemergency staff gather in Southland to engage in an oil spill exercise that will prepare them for the real thing. And there's excitement at Dunedin's railway station with the impending addition of a new tenant. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. The real estate market in the southern region is being described as very busy by the Real Estate Institute. The organisation's spokesperson says property values in South Otago have risen considerably in the last 12 months, despite a recent dip. And the new median property price for Dunedin is $300,000.
It's going to be a good Christmas for real estate salespeople. Seasoned realtor and Otago Real Estate Institute spokeswoman Liz Nidd says those selling property are in the driving seat.
The real estate market activity in Dunedin over the recent month has been extremely busy. There was a shortage of listings. There is still a shortage of listings, but at least there have been a few more coming on in the last couple of weeks.
Nidd agrees figures in South Otago weren't good in November, but she says the median value of property has increased over the last year.
Well, South Otago was interesting this month because if you looked at it month to month on its own, you could be a little concerned. But I think the important thing to look at is that, in actual fact, it has pulled away reasonably significantly for that market year on year. So the median sale price last November was $150. The median sale price this November is $165.
Although there was a blip with the median value of property in South Otago dropping by 19%, she says overall in Otago for the year, prices are going well, as the median house price for Otago rose $22,000 to a new record of $300,000, up 8% compared with November last year. She describes current market conditions as a seller's market, with many people competing to buy properties across the region. And like many in the property industry, she's looking forward to a short break over Christmas. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
You can never be too prepared to deal with bioemergencies. That's the word from Environment Southland's Harbour Master, who, along with Maritime New Zealand, was carrying out an oil spill response exercise in Bluff today. And both groups are feeling confident in their abilities to handle a situation.
When it comes to oil spills, you need to act quickly and efficiently, and it never hurts to practice ahead of time. Hi, I'm Ruby Spink in Bluff, where the Regional Council is leading an exercise to practice what the emergency response would be if there was an oil spill at the port. The exercise today involved Environment Southland staff, the Southland District Council, Port Maintenance, Southport, and Mobil Oil New Zealand, which owns storage tanks in Bluff. The scenario they were responding to involved 1,000 litres of oil and various types of equipment to minimise environmental effects.
They're going to be setting up booms to try and contain the oil, and also we have skimmers that we put in the water to collect the oil off the water and put into the frame tanks that you can see that they're assembling at the back here.
The idea was to base the exercise on a situation that could conceivably happen in the harbour. So the response teams have to follow certain protocol.
So we have all sorts of considerations that we have to take into place. Initially, because it's a Tier 1 site, the Town Wharf Terminal that's operated by Mobil New Zealand, so they are the initial first responders. And once it gets a little bit beyond their capabilities, then it gets wrapped up to a Tier 2 response, which the Regional Council then becomes involved in.
It's required by Maritime New Zealand that the Harbour Master conducts 2 training exercises a year. Mr Cleaver says it takes a lot of planning, including looking at the winds and tides. He says Bluff is a challenging place to do the exercise because not only can the conditions change quickly, there are also many sensitive sites, such as the oyster farm and dotterels, that need to be taken into consideration when responding to oil spills. But he says the team's up to it.
No, we have a good team here, and they're very capable at responding to pretty much any sort of situation.
He says practice makes perfect. And the Harbour Master's calling it a success. I'm Ruby Spink for the South Today.
A sheep has been found in extra sheep's clothing. A fine wool sheep from Omakau has turned up at the Northburn station in Cromwell with more than its fair share of wool on its back. Dubbed Mr. T, it had 3 years of wool growth. Champion shearer Dion Morrill of Alexandra was given the job of relieving Mr. T of his extra weight. A normal fleece is 5 or 6 kilos and shearing can pull the skin out. Mr. T's fleece was 21.2 kilograms, so the job needed some extra time and care. Matakanui station owner Andrew Patterson says he was in good order.
No, it was actually pretty relaxed being shorn, so Dion actually had good control of him. He was a bit nervous when Dion was shearing around his male parts, but other than that, no, he was actually pretty good, and because he was in quite good order, he looked like he wasn't too bad to shear. And the fleece on him is actually good quality. It's got 2 breaks in it, so it's showing that he's got 3 years of wool on it. But it's actually really good quality wool, crimped right out to the end and everything, so yeah.
Mr. T would be kept in a shed for a couple of days to let his skin harden before making his way back out to high country terrain. Dunedin Railways says the arrival of Cobb & Co at the station will enhance the whole area. Grant Craig says the addition of a restaurant deck will not be as drastic a change as some may fear, and the company is excited about the possibility of bringing more tourists to visit and eat at the station.
It was a Dunedin institution. Now it's making a comeback at an unexpected location. Roselle LeBone here, getting the word on the street on the new arrival of the Cobb & Co restaurant here at the Dunedin railway station, where it seems there are a few mixed opinions.
The best thing with the railway station is to leave it the way it is.
It could be revived if it's done nicely and the meals are good.
I think there was a proposal for a big coach to go out front or something at one point, and maybe not so much.
It would be a nice asset
in the railway station. I don't think so. I think it would kind of match the theme, like the railway station's kind of old and the whole family meal and that kind of thing.
I think they should keep the railway station how it is.
Cobb & Co is planning a sizable deck for the northern end of the station to provide outdoor seating for restaurant goers. A lease for part of the railway station was signed in October with the Dunedin City Council.
Yes, this is a very historic building, but it's also a working railway station where you have trains coming and going, you have buses parking out the front, you have hundreds of people or thousands of people taking photographs of it. So it's just going to help the vibrancy of the building by having this here so people can sit outside on a nice day and have a coffee.
Resource consent and public submissions are currently being sought for the proposed deck. Cobb & Co says the restaurant project will go ahead even if the deck is not approved. Heritage New Zealand supports the deck and says it will be set off the building to avoid damaging exterior stonework and to allow ease of access to the opening building perimeter drains. The conversion of the existing window back to an original door is the only substantial alteration to the building exterior that results from the deck.
As far as I know, it's not attached to the building at all, and it's only wood. It can be demolished at any time. You know, we don't want the building painted pink or whatever, but a sun deck with glass sides I don't think creates too much of an issue at all.
Others say it's good to have a well-known food outlet back in the station.
People can have their meals here, middays, evening meals, and our customers off the Torrey Boys train and the Seaside train can actually use the restaurant when they're here.
Submissions for the lease of the deck close on December the 17th, and the multi-million-dollar restaurant is set to reopen in February 2017. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
I certainly hope they still do an entree for the kids of Tatey's. I'll be definitely lining up for mine. Well, still to come on The South Today, a large-scale restoration project is going full steam ahead in Queenstown, and we find out which Central Otago cemetery could be earmarked for revival.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order Emu oil today.
Tuesday nights are better than ever on Channel 39. At 7:30, we look at Australasian artists who have put some colour into your life. At 8 o'clock, we trek across the UK with the all-new award-winning Walks Around Britain, exploring some stunning British countryside. And the Craft Beer Crusaders explore the mysterious art of brewing.
Got the rallies coming to stay these holidays, but the lawn's looking a mess. Call the team at Really Lawn, open right through Christmas and New Year.
Southern Television takes pride in providing a wide range of programming. If you have concerns about our programming or feel that standards have been breached, please write to the address on screen within 20 working days of airing. Visit Broadcast Standards Authority website for more information on the complaints process.
Yes, Sonny Chin!
Neck, shoulder, back, sciatica, pain specialists. Innovative tools specifically designed to contour your grooves of depletion and excess muscle buildup.
Sonny Chin, it works. When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garador.
Welcome back. A major restoration project at Walter Peak High Country Farm is making rapid progress. Wilding pines, such as the fast-growing Douglas fir, are being removed and 6,000 native shrubs and trees are being planted. The owner of the farm invited our reporter Mina Amso for a look.
The cost to running this kind of project hasn't come cheap for Real Journeys. Some hundreds of thousands of dollars have been spent to turn this land into this.
In 2004, the project began together with the Department of Conservation and the Wakatipo Fur Control Group.
The aim of this 10 to 15 year project is twofold.
First and foremost, you stop the Douglas fir infesting the rest of the country.
Douglas fir are invasive pines. They grow really fast after they were planted about 100 years ago in New Zealand.
We had a mature seed source here, so we took them all out so as the seeds would not infest the flanks of Walter Peak and Cecil Peak, which are downwind from here. The next thing is that the country that you find when you take off the trees is beautiful, and so there are other opportunities in terms of visitor activities that we can conduct on that area.
The Douglas fir grows 3 times faster in New Zealand than they do in their native Northern America. After ripping the seeds and clearing all the land for pasture, some more work has to be done before vegetation.
You've got to rip out the roots, you've got to then massage the land with big hydraulic excavators with claws, put fertiliser, grass seed on. So that's the point we're at now, and we're then starting on various pockets of vegetation.
Mina Amso, The South Today.
The remote Nevis Valley Cemetery could be brought back into service. The last burial there was about 75 years ago. However, the Central Otago District Council plans to spend $1,500 identifying which parts could be used in the future.
A few headstones remain, but just how many people lie here and where their graves are exactly is quite uncertain. I'm Mark Price in the Nevis Valley, which is just over the other side of the Remarkables from Queenstown, and on a day when there has been fresh snow, it is a cold, bleak sort of a place. It will take some modern technology to determine where the graves are and therefore where new burials could take place. For these 3 men with a Nevis connection, there is no doubt where their great-grandmother Fanny Graham lies. She has the cemetery's most prominent headstone. But other graves, including those of 2 Chinese miners, are no longer marked.
And they were marked by little wooden crosses with Chinese symbols on them. And then I can remember as when I was about 10, the pub kids went and pinched all the crosses off the graves.
The closure of the old stone hotel in 1952 marked the end of the Nevis gold mining town that had up to 2,000 residents at one time. Now there are just 3 permanent residents, and the cemetery is one of the few reminders the town ever existed.
I can remember coming into the cemetery, you know, when I was young. There were a lot more obvious graves in those earlier days.
But there are thousands of people who have family connections with the Nevis, and it's believed some might like a plot near their forebears in a cemetery officially considered still live. I'm Mark Price for the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, art lovers in Timaru are in for a real treat, and we'll recap the stories making headlines in May.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Got the rallies coming to stay these holidays, but the lawn's looking a mess? Call the team at Really Lawn, open right through Christmas and New Year.
We've got far too many shirts to sell at Campbell Menswear, and we like to bring you the best deal possible, buy one, get one free. How good's that? What about the popular Tara Cash brand, for example? Buy one, get one free. And our business shirts. Look, buy one, get one free. Race in now, because this deal finishes on Saturday. Buy one, get one free on shirts.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Buy one, get one free. Free!
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Tuesday nights are better than ever on Channel 39. At 7:30, we look at Australasian artists who have put some colour into your life. At 8 o'clock, we trek across the UK with the all-new award-winning Walks Around Britain, exploring some stunning British countryside. And the Craft Beer Crusaders explore the mysterious art of brewing.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night, proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
Welcome back. Timaru art lovers can get a taste of local painter Jane McIntosh's work at the Saffron Gallery over the Christmas break. The Culverden-based artist captures the essence of her surroundings in her paintings.
Jane McIntosh's work has been available at the Saffron Gallery for the last 9 years. Living with her family on a sheep farm in North Canterbury, the rolling hills and high country mountain vistas feature in her works. Her paintings reflect the interaction between the rural landscape, the people of the area and the animals.
She obviously loves painting animals, that's her forte. Pen and ink, oils, watercolours.
There is currently a new body of work on display at the gallery, much of which captures the essence of the animals with her painting style.
Just the fact that she gets the artwork looking natural. It's not realism, it's more an impressionist style of an animal. So it's more painterly rather than a photographic image.
Queenstown and Arrowtown also feature in her work, but it's the animals of North Canterbury that will be on display over Christmas. Dee Karen, The South Today.
Well, it's now time to continue our look back at the stories making headlines over 2016. Charity was high on the agenda in Dunedin during May, with recipients from Kenya, Vanuatu and Syria benefiting from local generosity. The outgoing Governor-General was in town to say farewell, and a young filmmaker returned from an international film festival in the south of France.
May was a month for giving in Dunedin. Charitable causes were a top priority for many, with victims of Cyclone Pam in Vanuatu being sent a collection of sports uniforms. Dunedin North Intermediate school pupils rolled around in Zorbs, raising money to help locals with Down syndrome. Women on the Tairi were sewing clothing for disadvantaged girls in Kenya, and Columba College served up pink pavlovas, aiming to raise $20,000 for breast cancer research. The outgoing Governor-General visited war veterans in the city, enjoying a final farewell.
I've made it a point to come here as often as I could to just show support to those people who have served in the Defence Force, but also those who have supported them, and the residents here, encompass it.
Former Channel 39 reporter Annabelle Dick returned from the trip of a lifetime to the Cannes Film Festival. Her film about the gay dating app Grindr was chosen to screen at the international event.
Part of the short film corner, and there's hundreds of other films from around the world that were being showcased. So people who were a part of the festival could choose to go and watch it, and we could also choose to have our own screening if we wanted to, but that meant rallying together distributors and producers or people within the film industry to get an audience. But we kind of had other goals at the festival, so we didn't get that far, but we did get people watching it.
The city's parking wardens were provided with an extra level of security, trialling body cameras designed to deter public abuse.
If they do switch it on, it won't be recording continuously. If they do switch it on, the person the officer is talking to will see their image on the lapel camera.
St Clair locals were calling for action on the beachfront before winter storms were due to hit. There was a possibility of massive erosion if remedial work wasn't carried out. Labour leader Andrew Little was in town discussing the city's resettlement process of Syrian refugees.
If the stories I've heard are anything to go by, the kids are in schools, families are signed up to doctors, kids, learning the English, and the adults now being signed up to English language classes. So it sounds like, in the matter of a few weeks, the Dunedin Red Cross has really sort of got things going.
The South Island Table Tennis Championships was held at the Edgar Centre, and the sport of stacking was on display, with competitors showing their skills, placing cups on top of each other with speed and accuracy. Finally, Paralympians were starting the countdown to Rio, ahead of their Paralympics ambitions. Dee Karen, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. The Real Estate Institute says the southern market is still very much a seller's market as the median house price in Dunedin reaches $300,000. 1,000 litres of oil has been used in an oil spill response exercise in Bluff, which was attended to by Harbour Master staff. And Cobb & Co is moving back to Dunedin into the railway station, and its tenants are saying the restaurant deck will be an unobtrusive addition to the north end of the building. It's time now to find out what's going to be inside Wednesday's Otago Daily Times, and Dave Cannon joins us. Hello there.
Our big story tomorrow is investigating some allegations of widespread stock thefts across the lower South Island, which may have cost farmers hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we've been doing some work on that, so can't tell you very much more than that, but it'll be in the paper tomorrow. Good news for Boys High. They report a big jump in their Year 9 intake next year. It's the biggest since 2010, so they made a bit of a comeback in that regard. Colin Bauer, the convicted killer, his deportation order bid has been cancelled, which means he'll be ejected from the country once he has served his jail sentence. And we're casing up some more on Delta, of course. It's been still an ongoing story. And the Wash column is having a look at strange phone calls.
What kind of phone calls?
Weird phone calls. People getting strange phone calls. And Dunedin, apparently.
Not scamming?
No, just weird noises and weird voices.
Oh, okay.
I had one the other day too. And
but you were also attacked by birds.
I was, and I survived. And I've had a couple of calls today about people who had similar incidents as well.
Is that right?
So yes, the birds are out there to get you.
Okay. And that was a terrifying movie, I must admit.
It was.
Even I've seen that. Lovely. That's all in tomorrow's ODT plus more. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
It's time now for tomorrow's weather.
This weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Manuka Honey.
Here is today's Southern View. It's taken of Cadbury World puppets, putting in some back-breaking effort. The fellow needs some medical attention. A needle and thread, perhaps, some glue. Well, to the situation, and a mostly westerly flow will blow over the country for the next week or so. That will mean a changeable week ahead of cold fronts which pass over us with periods of rain alternating northwest and southwest air streams. Changeable spring weather, you might say. Well, Clutha and the Catlins are expecting strong nor'westers with rain later in the day tomorrow. Strong nor'westers for Gore and Lumsden with rain all day and a high of 15 degrees each. Strong nor'westers for Alexandra, rain later on in the day, 18 degrees the high. Strong nor'westers for Queenstown with some rain, also for Wanaka, both on 17. Some rain and strong nor'westers for Tiana with 14. Strong nor'westers and high cloud for Oamaru tomorrow with a high of 22. Strong nor'westers and some rain for Omarama and Twizel, both on 17. And Timaru taking out the top temperature tomorrow with 24 degrees, nor'westers and high cloud. And Dunedin tonight, some rain and some nor'westers with a low of 11. Tomorrow, sunny periods at first, but the high cloud will increase. It will lower, and we can expect some scattered light rain from evening. Gusty nor'westers in there as well, a high of 17. And on Thursday, cloudy with periods of rain and gusty westerlies, and a high of 16. In Invercargill tonight, mostly fine, make the most of it with a low of 10 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy with periods of rain, strong and gusty nor'westers, and 15 degrees. And on Thursday, mostly cloudy with frequent showers and 14. And I think we're all hoping for an improvement by the end of the week. Fingers crossed. Well, that is news from around the south for today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.